Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, let's go. RV living's good living. Guys,
Yes.
like I said, happy Thursday. Today I want to actually go over some points. I want to talk to you. Listen, in this business, we are entrepreneurs, and a lot of times we forget what that means. And so, what I would like to do is spend a little bit of time today walking through a few points that highlight what it means to be an entrepreneur so we can maximize what we're doing here. Okay. So, we can have a little bit of a 30,000 foot view. We're not going to talk so much specifically about LifeWave, but I want to talk to you about being your own business owner. Okay. So, if you're a note taker, I'm going to give you some points today. In fact, I'm going to give you 10 points today. We're gonna rock through these fairly quickly, though. This won't be a long call. But here's what I want you to know about being an entrepreneur. Okay. Now, those of you that hop on our Wednesday calls at noon, a few of these are recap and review, but most of them are a little bit different. So hang with me if you're usually on those calls. All right, 10 points. You ready? Here we go. Number one, your business will rarely outgrow you. The next level of your business requires the next level of you. So you staying the same and being where you are is going to get you the exact same results in business. You want the next level in business? Go find the next level of you. What got you to wherever you are today? $100 a week, $1,000 a week, $10,000 a week. I don't know where it is. But what got you there? Very, very seldom, if ever, is going to get you to where you want to be, get you to your next level. And so understand that. You need to know, who do I need to become to lead the business that I say that I want? Does that make sense? It's more about who we're becoming. The business is a byproduct of who we become. All right, number two, get clear on what you actually want. Guys, most of the time, income or revenue is not really the goal. Let's be honest, it's not. What are you building towards? Money is a tool. What are you building towards? Freedom, impact, time, legacy. Get clear on what you want. See, here's why, because this is a big thing that I think we do as entrepreneurs. If you don't define what success looks like for your life, somebody else will define it for you. And that's a problem because your life isn't somebody else's. You are unique. God created you unique. There is one of you. Your definition of success matters. And I would say it like this: don't build a business that gives you money because that's what you think you want, but takes away the life that you wanted the money for. Does that make sense? How sad is that? Number three, learn to do hard things. Have difficult conversations. Guys, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you have to make decisions when you don't have the perfect amount of information. You have very little information and you got to make a tough decision. You got to make risk. You have to take risk, right? You have to show up even when you're not motivated. That's called an entrepreneur. Your ability to handle discomfort is very much so going to determine how much responsibility that you can carry in this industry. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Got to get real comfortable with that. Do the hard things. Somebody told me when I was, oh, I don't know, 20 years ago now, they said if you'll do the hard things every single day first, life is easy. It is. It's easy. You do the hard things. You do the things you don't want to do. You develop personally. You get in the Word. If you're a person of faith, you work out. You excuse me. You predetermine what you're going to eat throughout the day after you work out, right? You predetermine all that. Then life's pretty easy. It is. You're going to stay in a fairly good physical shape. You're going to stay in a fairly good financial state. You're going to stay in a fairly good relational state. But you do the easy things. You wake up late. You barely get after it. You eat horrible. You don't take care of yourself. You don't work out. You don't really have energy for your family, for your kids, for your spouse. Life's hard. So get comfortable doing the hard things. Number four, focus is a superpower. As an entrepreneur, I know this is true for me. We are kind of naturally attracted to opportunities. We see it's almost like squirrel, right? And we see something, we're kind of naturally built like that. But here's the deal. Every good opportunity doesn't mean it's a good opportunity for you or for me. See, I believe that God called you to be on this call tonight, be on this Zoom, be in part of LifeWave, because that is an opportunity for you. That is a good opportunity for you. But just because you may think there's another good opportunity doesn't mean it's good for you. Saying yes to everything, what it really does is create mediocrity in your life. You've got to focus. It is a superpower. It genuinely is. Think about how can you start a fire without matches outside? With glasses, with the magnifying glass. Why? Because it focuses all the heat of the sun onto one point and boom, a spark flies, flame flies, right? Focus is a superpower. All right. Number five, again, I'm talking high level to entrepreneurs tonight. Number five, revenue does not equal wealth. Your income does not equal wealth. As entrepreneurs, we like to talk about our checks, our income, our revenue, where we're at. But if you're not careful, you will your lifestyle, and I could do an entire hour on this. Your lifestyle will naturally grow as your income grows, if your income grows. You're used to living on 1,000 a week, and then all of a sudden you start this business and all of a sudden you make an extra $500 a week on top of your job. It's funny how your lifestyle just grows $500 a week, doesn't it? Which by the way is 30 grand a year. Your lifestyle just naturally kind of grows 30 grand a year more. And then, man, you get to 1,000 a week. It's funny how you can look up in 2 years, make an extra $1,000 a week, match your salary, right? Assuming that's somebody's salary. And you wake up 2 years later and you don't have a whole lot to show for it. See, revenue does not equal wealth. Doesn't. Guys, we got taxes, right? And then after that, we have whatever we want to do with our money. But the most important thing that you can do is really understand where your money is going and invest it wisely, save it wisely. To make it a little bit of extra money just to spend it and go out to eat, 4 times a month more and buy a pair of jeans and a pair of shoes and whatever and take an extra vacation a year. That's awesome, but if you're not financially in a place where you can enjoy that lifestyle regularly, if things go wrong or you have investments coming in, like that's not what we're after. We're after freedom as entrepreneurs. Freedom is found in residual income. And so when you have residual income or when you have income, you want to put it to work residually so it can create more freedom for you, right? Number six, I could talk about that for a long time, and we can if you guys want to. Oh, yeah, my note on that one. The goal shouldn't be to make money. The goal is to learn how to keep it and multiply it. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Guys, listen, Joe and I, my wife and I, we have been in or around this industry now. This year marks 20 years, okay, since I got started in my first direct sales company. I cannot tell you how many people I have watched make millions and millions and millions of dollars who, when a company went and made a change or a company went under or there's people on their team left or whatever it is, just like that, they were broke. And I mean broke. And you're like, wait, how's that possible? They were making, $1 million a year for 4 years, and then people on their team left, and now all of a sudden, like they're selling their house. They don't have any money. How's that possible? It's because they lived a lifestyle like they were making $1 million a year. More times than not, that is what happens in this industry. Then I can also tell you some stories of some people who did it right and who, sure, they enjoyed things as they made more money, but they didn't live to the extreme, and they paid off debt with that money, right? And then they got into investments with that money, and they sit here today, and even though their income is nowhere compared to where it used to be, they still live a much better life and have a higher net worth because they were wise with their money. Because it's not about how much you make. My great grandpa used to always say, and then my grandpa would tell me, it does not matter how much you make in this life financially. It matters how much you keep. Doesn't matter how much you make. It's how much do you keep, meaning save and invest. Guys, we've got to start thinking like that as entrepreneurs. Number six, protect your time. Early on, as you're getting started and you're growing a business, you'll do almost anything and almost everything. And to be honest with you, there's a season for that. See, I don't believe in this whole balance. I just want to have a good, work-life balance. I just want to have a good no, 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 no. I personally think that is a lie. There is no balance. There is seasons. We have seasons where we work really, really, really hard and we say yes to almost everything, which means we sacrifice the other areas of our life. There is a season, like for example, when Joe and I got started in LifeWave, I'll never forget, like we sat down and she was a whole lot more involved at the beginning, but we understood one another. We're like, hey, for the next X amount of months, things are going to look really different. I'm going to be on the phone all day long. All right, we even brought our kids into this conversation. Guys, we got to go do something right now. It's going to look real different. Like dad's going to work more than he's worked in a few years now, and he's going to work really hard around the clock. But there is coming a day where that is slowly going to start tapering off, and I'm going to find time freedom because we're going to have financial freedom because of the work that I'm going to put in today. That's a season. And we were in that season. The first 6 months of this business was chaos, like total chaos. We were in that season. But man, we sit here 2 years later, and heck no, we ain't nowhere where we want to be. And yes, we still work. But man, I can also make every sporting event my kids have. Like comfortably make every sporting event my kids had. I can pick them up from school and take them to school 4 out of 5 days. And that's a big deal to me. Like that matters. But it's because of the sacrifice that we made during that season. Now we're in a different season, right? So again, protect your time. Ask, what am I doing today? This is what we have to ask ourselves sometimes as entrepreneurs. What am I doing today that someone else could do 80% as good as me? Because nowadays with virtual assistants and assistants from all over the world, guys, you can hire people that can literally work for, and it's great money for them where they are, but it's not a significant amount of money for you. And they can take maybe 10 hours a week off your plate and you pay them $200 a week. But it gives you back that time, and maybe you make $500 when you have that time because you're paying them $200. I'm telling you, this is how entrepreneurs think. Okay. Number 7, this is taken care of for you, by the way. Build systems, not dependence on yourself. If everything stops when you stop, guys, you're not building a business, you're building a very demanding job, right? But here's my line for this. Ready? A great business should eventually need your leadership more than it needs your labor. I'm going to say that one more time. A great business eventually needs your leadership more than it needs your labor. Guys, we have a system built. Wellness Revolution is a system. Wellness Revolution, I know you guys might not think this is crazy. Took tens of thousands of dollars to put together and months and months and months and still takes thousands of dollars a month to run for you guys for free to have access to it. Like what's being built here, what has been built and continues to get improved, you don't understand the value that you have because this is how you create freedom. This business is going to go to where it doesn't need you. The buck doesn't start with you. You're not the bottleneck. Because why? Because when somebody has a question, they go to Wellness Rev. Because somebody wants to get somebody on a call, we do 7 calls a week, right? When somebody needs information, Wellness Rev. Are you with me? Videos, resources, it's there. That's about duplicating yourself. Okay, number 8, your relationships are an asset. Who you surround yourself with changes what's normal to you. Okay, we know that. Think about it. I don't know why this example just popped into my head, but it did. If you're around people all the time that drink all the time, and it's just normal for 3, 4, 5 days a week, they're having a few drinks, that becomes normal to you. Then if you're around people that don't do that, or maybe just every so often, but not really, then that's your normal. But who you surround yourself with is your normal. So be careful. Choose your normal wisely. Choose your friends wisely. Get around people who challenge you to also make you think. If you're around people like I always say it like this. I want to put myself in relationships and in rooms where I almost feel like I don't really belong here. like like the level of individual is just I feel like at such a high standard that I'm like, I don't know that I belong in this room, or I'm not sure that I belong. You know what I mean? Like that's the relationships I want to be in. Why? Because it challenges me. Because my normal, if I don't do that, my normal can get really comfortable, and comfort is where everything dies. Everything you have will be taken away if you're comfortable for the rest of your life. It'll be taken away. You have to be uncomfortable and you have to grow and you have to get better. So put yourself in those situations. That sometimes is very hard for an introvert like me. Very, very hard to intentionally want to be around people that I consider at a much higher level than myself in every way, whether it's spiritually, whether it's business, whether it's family, right? Doesn't matter what it is. But those are the relationships that cause me to grow. And I think back and I go, man, relationships 10 years ago that used to be like at the highest level for who I thought I could like be in relationship with and do life with. I've now done that for so long that that's almost the floor now. And now there's a whole nother level. That's like the base, right? Now there's a whole nother level of people that I'm chasing to be around relationally because I want their wisdom and I want their insight. Your network isn't just who you know, it's who knows you, trusts you, and who takes your phone call. All right, number nine. I'm sorry. Got a little distracted. Number nine, don't sacrifice what matters most to win. Businesses, they absolutely can consume you guys. They can. But here's the situation. I mean, here's the statement. You want to build a business that serves your life, not a life that serves your business. It's called life by design. Build a business that serves your life, not a life that serves your business. Success isn't success if you win in business, but you fail in your marriage and you fail in your faith and you fail it with your kids and you fail with your relationships. That's not winning. That's not winning. And to be honest with you, I know some people are wired and created a little bit different to where that is actually more important to them, sadly, because they don't have priorities right, than other things. But as they get older, they realize how wrong they are. Because that's not what life's all about. We're here, but just we're a fleeting passing moment, guys. Whether we live 100 years or 50 years, like it's just a fleeting passing moment in eternity. And yes, this matters. This matters because in this life, we need income, we need finances to live the life that God created us to live. We need life to provide freedom so that we can do the things that matter, right? And I'm not saying business doesn't matter because it does, because we were created since the fall. Like we have to work. We're created to work, but there's things that matter more than work. And then number 10. Now, this one, just hang with me. When I say this, you're going to go, wow, that's way too long. Hang with me. Think in terms of a decade, not a day. You want to have a 10-year vision, but a today's action mentality. So here's what you want to do. You want to think long enough that you're patient, but act urgently enough that you don't waste today. The number one problem why people fail specifically in our industry is because they don't think if they don't get all their dreams and goals in a matter of most of the time 6 months, sometimes for those people that are going to stay in a little bit longer, 2 years, then it didn't work for them. Yet every entrepreneur, remember I'm talking to you about an entrepreneur tonight, not necessarily LifeWave. Every entrepreneur that really starts a traditional business, do you know how they start it? Because by the way, Joe and I have started a handful of them, more than I care to admit. And do you know what happens when you start one of those? You go, okay, I hope to start making money in 2 years. I know it's going to take me 2 to 3 years before I start really turning a profit and can live off this thing. That's what a traditional business owner thinks when they get into business. But for whatever reason, we get into direct sales network marketing and we think if it all hadn't happened in 2 years and we're not retired on a beach in Tahiti, then this just might not be for us. How crazy of a mindset. And here's what I tell people all the time too. Uh, hey, I want you to think about, I told you to think in terms of a decade. Think about 10 years from right now. 10 years from right now is coming whether we want it or not. Lord willing, for all of us, will be around in 10 years. But guess what? 10 years from now is coming. And we're going to wake up, and I promise you, you guys know this, but you're going to wake up and it's going to be here like that. So it's coming with or without us wanting it to. We can't stop it. So what are you going to do with it? Meaning, if you really knew that you could have all your dreams and goals met in this business in 10 years, why wouldn't you do it? Because 10 years from now is going to be 10 years from now, anyways. Why would you just do it for 2 and waste 8 and go, man, tried. It wasn't for me. Because usually things don't really start happening in a big time way, a lot of times in business, until that 2, 3 year mark. I mean, guys, we're almost 20 years in this business. And I'm telling you that, like, I cannot tell you the hard times I've had in this business, the hard years, the years of hard. You know what? I'll show y'all something right now. In fact, I just did this. I just found this on my right here. Okay, let's see if you guys see if y'all can possibly. Can y'all see? Can y'all see that? Okay, those are my kiddos. That's Ryder. That's Paisley. Do you see that Jeep they're in with no doors, with no top, with no mirrors, with no back seat, with no reverse? Well, that was in, let's see, Paisley was one then, so 20 that was in 2014. Think about this. 12 years ago. 12 years ago, as we're battling in this industry, we are so broke that I have to sell my truck for $9,500 so we could buy diapers for those 2 little kiddos. And I had to go ask my dad if I could get that old hunting Jeep he has in the barn out and see if it'll run. And for 2 years, I drove that Jeep. No doors, no top, no mirrors, no radio, no working gas gauge. Clutch went out all the time. No reverse. Yeah. You want to know how to park and park carefully and how to not get in situations. Drive something that doesn't have an reverse. It changes the way you drive and the way you think. And guys, we lived in Texas, and you're like, oh, doesn't it get that cold in Texas? Oh, the hell it doesn't. When you're getting up before the sun comes up and you're driving and wind's hitting you, yeah, you can't get warm enough. And then when it's hot, you can't go anywhere. Like, think about that. That's what we did for 2 years. Yet people think if they don't make $1 million in 2 years, this must not work for them. So sometimes when people look at Joe and I, they're like, "Oh yeah, must be nice." Yeah, must be nice. 20 years later, I mean, like John Maxwell always says. He gave a speech one time years ago, and this guy came up to him, and he's like, "John, that was amazing. You're an incredible speaker. Like, thank you for what you shared." He's like, "I want to do what you do. That's exactly what I want to do." And John said, "That's awesome. That's a great goal. I love it and everything." He said, "But are you willing to do what I've done? Because I've been doing this for 45 years before you met me. Are you willing to do that to get to where I am today?" That's what people like, for whatever reason, only entrepreneurs can grasp what it takes to actually win in business. And you're not an entrepreneur in this business until you've actually been in the game long enough. Like you got to be in this game long enough to understand what it takes. But can I tell you this? Listen, it's worth it. Whatever you think that the feeling is going to be when you finally make enough money to quit your day job or to retire your spouse or to pay your house off or to send your kids to private school or whatever it may be, I promise you the feeling's greater than what you think. On one hand, it's not near as good because it's almost an expectation as you get there. But on the other hand, when you think about going back to where you were driving this Jeep, as opposed to sitting in this F-250, even though it's 10 years old, like I don't care, right? Like it's worth it. It's worth everything. So if you can ever get your mindset around that, to stay consistent long enough to win, guys, nothing can stop you. I don't know a single person that's actually put their heart, mind, and soul into this industry, heck, almost with any company for a decade that didn't have massive wins. I know people who say they've been in this industry for a while, but not really. I don't know anybody who's actually worked who hasn't had a massive breakthrough, a huge win financially, and their life's changed forever because they gave it a decade, not a day. That's what entrepreneurs do. Think about somebody. My wife just called me and she said her and my daughter, they're going to eat at some restaurant. I'm like, great. Do you think when that restaurant opened that they thought, man, if this doesn't go good in the first few months, we're going to have to close? If this doesn't go good in the first year or two, we're going to have to shut it down, baby. Heck no. They leveraged everything in their life more than likely to start that restaurant. And they're not really concerned with what happens today, tomorrow, this week, or this month. They got decades worth of goals. You with me? That's an entrepreneur. So that's what I'm trying to get us all to have the mindset of today. So I hope that helps somebody. Those are things that I always need to be reminded of. I hope that helped you guys. We have about 3 minutes here. I know these are usually 30-minute calls, so I'll open it up real quick. And if anybody wants to share, then by all means, unmute and share. And if not, we'll go home. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
This is Claudette, Kyle.
Hi,
I'm at
Colette. How are you?
fine, thank you. I just want to thank you again. I really love um um you're not I mean everything you tell us. It's very valuable. Thank you.
That's very
Thank
kind of you. I appreciate that. Everything that I ever say is stolen. I learned it from somebody else. So
thank you.
that's very kind. Thank you very much. Awesome, guys.
And
Well,
Kyle,
yes.
I hope to see you in Mexico soon.
Hey, that'd be fun.
Make it happen.
There's been a lot of talk about Mexico. In fact, I before I got on the phone or got on the Zoom, we were going over a lot of stuff with Mexico, and so um, there's good things happening. You just hang in there.
Thank you.
Hang in there. Yep, you're welcome. Guys, y'all have a wonderful night. As you know, at 7 o'clock, we have the opportunity call, and y'all just have a blessed night. Appreciate you. Talk soon.